Yo, what's going on guys, welcome back to another monster videos. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing your accounts, so I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, let's go and get started. Now, if you want to have a chance where I review your account in a future episode, make sure you go ahead and drop a like and let me know in the comments down below your profile name and also your team name. And if you want to add any comments to it, go ahead and do so. First player we have here is Sis from Era Dictators. The comment that this player left was, I've been playing Monster Legends for quite a while now before Mythics were released. I remember quitting the game after a while because I was clueless and lost how to play the game. So the player was pretty bad back then, that's what it says. I came back to the game during Metro era and I started watching your account reviews. I slowly started to pick up and I was understanding the game a lot better. I play a lot during the era and quit for a while when they started releasing Doom Mythics. Oh, I see. Yeah, the Doom Mythics those days. I feel like Doom Mythics were like the best time to actually play because they released some really good monsters back then. Then I came back during Blossom era and played since. So just need to help with account review. Alright, I got you. Yeah. So let's see what we got here. So 11k launch power, 77, level 77. Let's see what you got for your attack and defense. Now for your defense, you definitely need to update this. Your attack team on the other hand, yeah, you'll have to switch this up as well. So here's the thing. I want to see what you have here as your best monsters. You have Prospera, Force Labs. Okay. So first of all, the monsters that you should actually, invest in, that you should focus on ranking up would be Prospera, first of all. Next would be Forge Labs, alright, and then maybe Slob. Yeah, Slob. I would actually go with Slob over Seal Growth, so work on Slob first and then Seal Growth because they're both in the Blossom category. And then Volcanics is also okay if you want to invest in that. You do have this monster for Spirit of Destiny, so you can actually work on that Air Saga to get the talent. But here's the thing, I might actually have to take a look at your actual island. Or Monstergram, sorry, Monstergram, because that'll give me a better idea on what you actually have. So we'll just go ahead and filter through owned, and we'll go through Mythics. Obviously, I don't think you have any ancestral. Yeah, okay. So Mythics, I'm on the same page. I don't have any ancestrals either. But let's see what we got here to work with. Okay. So what I would recommend doing is use Forge Labs. Forge Labs, you don't have any Megatons, it seems like. You don't have any Megatons, so you could do Forge Lab, Steel Groth as your tank, and then for your attacker you could probably do Prospero, but since you have a rank 1 Volcanics, you could probably go Volcanics too. Volcanics is pretty sweet with a bunch of tortures and Forge Lab's heal abilities and triple damage and all those double damage. I feel like that'll actually help you out. So these three would probably be for your attack or defense. Okay, probably for attack. For your defense you could do Slob with maybe Prospero, because lots of players tend to run like extra turner monsters for attack, so this could actually help you out a little bit, the anticipation from Prospero. So you could do Prospero with Slob, and let me see what else you got here. Maybe Sealkara, because Sealkara has Zanelle skills plus PER abilities and stuff like that, in case if your defense run up against like Elvira or any other evasion, you know what I mean, monsters with evasion and stuff like that, that could actually help out. That monster could PER because Prospero can't. Same with Slob, they can't do that, so that could actually help you out. So I would say for your defense you could do Sealkara with like triple speed, or maybe 2 speed 1 team speed. Prospero could be like 2 strength 1 speed, and then Slob could be 1 life and 2 team speed. And then Forge Labs, just make sure Forge Labs takes in the turn before Volcanics, so the speed, it doesn't matter what the speed is, just make sure that the take in the turn, Forge Labs takes in the turn, and then Volcanics. And then Steel Grot could have like 1 life or 2 team speed, something like that. So that is what I would suggest for your PvP offense and defense. Now let's take a look at your island. So you already have this maxed out at level 77. That's actually impressive. Good job. That is good. Now your main island, you see how this is all like, I feel like this is just a waste of space. Like what I would recommend doing is just taking all this, clear these little bushes, place like 2 of them right here, place more right here, like 2, 3, 4, and then I know you don't have access to those islands, but right here, there could be more temples right here. It's just, I feel like you're just wasting space here having all these temples, you know what I mean? So what I would recommend doing is just moving all those on the little places that you don't use. You do have these 3 temples, that's good. And I don't know if you purchase the Legends Pass, but if you do, these breeding guardians or breeding mountains with the hatcheries, this is like the best place to actually place it, either right here or right here. I think I keep mine somewhere, where is it? I think I keep mine right here, if I'm not mistaken. But you can just keep it somewhere either there or right here. And I'm glad you have all your food farms sorted out, everything's in there. But right now I think you're good with space, because I see that, you know, there's still space right here, more space here, so you're chilling on space right now. But make your main island full of mythics, I would say, and divide it into like 2 or 3, maybe 4 the max of elements, like different elements, you know what I mean? So for example, you know how you have your light monsters here, then you can have like a bunch of fire habitats here with fire boosts around, and then you can have like dark. And then later on, when you get lots and lots of mythics, like I'm talking thousands of them, or hundreds, whatever, basically when you get a bunch of them, that's when you can actually divide it into maybe 2 the most, or 1. It depends. We'll have to see later on if they'll actually release more islands and stuff like that, because these ones you have to actually purchase them. Although some players actually have access to them, they don't mind spending the money, but I just hope they release it with gold or something, or food, or even gems. I'd be fine with gems. But because I think Dragon City does it like that way. They do gold, gems. Sometimes I think you have to purchase it. But you have your monster lab, this unlocked. Yeah, everything's looking fine. It's just that you need to make your main island, just divide it into 2 or 3, I would say. But for now, you're fine. You have all your metal monsters together, all your magic. Well, actually, fire and magic together, I see. That's not bad. But it's looking alright. It's looking alright. It could be better though later on, but since you don't have too many monsters, just make sure you organize it, I would say. Alright, here we go. Next player we have is Providence from Shadow Fighters. So this player went ahead and left a comment and said, "Hey MJ, I'm really liking the series. Keep it up. I started playing in the end of January this year, and I need help mostly with what monsters to use for attack and defense team in multiplayer, though any advice is welcome as well." Alright, so let's see what you got here. 11k monster power at level 82. So for your attack team, you're using, I'm assuming this is your attacker, and then you're using Naya as supporter. Okay. And then obviously you have King Adam. Definitely change those runes. I don't know if that's actually intentional, but go ahead and swap those out with like 1 life and 2 team speed the most. But I would say with Naya, make her speed as close as possible to Voltic, or you could do maybe like 2 speed 1 team speed, or even 1 speed 2 team speed. Just make sure that Naya takes into turn before Voltic. That way you can NER, or let's say you know, cycle through like your damage boost and stuff like that. But I feel like actually this won't be that bad either. But the only issue is if you run up against Anticipation. If you run up against Anticipation, that's gonna be an issue for sure. So that really counters your team like really hardly. You don't have any trade sealers or anything like that, so just be careful of that. But let me see what you have for your defense. So your defense, you have Nerida. Nerida is actually amazing. Torvox, on the other hand, you're gonna have to switch Torvox. I've never been a huge fan of Torvox, to be honest. That's why you see how they're like your defense. It has 7 out of 49. Could be better. Turtle Myrtle is actually pretty good, but the triple life combo is not a good idea. Let me see what else you have here, so you could probably switch up with those. So your monster has, okay, so you have Turtle Myrtle. Definitely invest in this. Invest in Voltic, Dracbite. Later on, you could probably do Clawx as well. These two, you want to focus on them. Definitely Nerida. And then Cupid. Oh, you have Cupid at 104. What I would recommend doing is maybe using Cupid with Nerida. You use Cupid, Nerida with Turtle Myrtle. But here's the thing. It actually works a lot better if you have them ranked up to a specific rank. So for example, Cupid. Let's see. Cupid actually, I would say Cupid is really good at rank 3 because of that Bulwark. You know what I mean? But later on when you do get the cooldown immunity and Sunburn, that also helps out. But I feel like it's not like a must-have. This right here though, like up to right here, it's actually pretty good. Definitely slap in some runes, maybe given like 2 strength, 1 speed or something. Or you could do 1 life, 1 speed, 1 strength, do the rainbow setup. If you don't want to use Cupid, you could actually use Dracbite. Dracbite is pretty nice too, alongside Nerida. But definitely rank up Nerida. Nerida is actually very nice. This monster is really good at rank 5. So if you get it to rank 5 with that Sesca Torture immunity, that could actually help you out a lot. So focus on those monsters that I mentioned, and Boulder is actually pretty fantastic too. If you want to go ahead and invest in him, he's good. But for your attack team, I want to see if you have any trade seal. You do have this trade seal actually. You could probably do, here's the thing, what I would suggest is maybe use Nerida if you want instead of this monster. That way the monster has NERs, trade stable abilities and stuff like that, because if you run up against King Adam can also counter your Voltic really hardly, because when you attack, he's going to take damage, and you don't want that, right? Although sometimes your tank will actually take in the damage, but like later on I'm saying, it's just that even like that tank, you know what I mean? How much life you have? 217k. I feel like it's not enough though. It'll probably die within a few hits, so I would suggest using Nerida if you could actually rank that up rank up Nerida instead of Voltic, or do what I suggested earlier. That also works out. But let me go ahead and visit you, see what you got here on your main island, and I do want to check your monstergram as well with what you own. So the monsters you should actually focus on right now, besides the ones that I already mentioned, would be, let's see. Actually, that's pretty much it. Yeah, the ones that I already mentioned, those will be the only ones really. The other ones, I mean, they're a bit outdated, you know what I mean? But let's see what you got here. Oh, you're still using Panikin farming. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it works. I mean, if you want to go ahead and use it, it's fine. But I feel like it's best if you make your main island full of mythics. That's like the tip I always give, unless you're a starter, obviously. When you're a starter, you know what I mean, Panikin farming's fine. But let's see what you got here. So this is all random. Could be better here. These two, again, if you want to keep them there, you can, but if you purchase Legends passes and stuff, it's just best, especially during team races. It helps you out a little bit if you have them like either right here or place them right here, because when you have access to that little mini island right here, the extra hatchery, when you take the egg, let's say for a specific hatching node or whatever, right, you take it, it goes right there, instead of, let's say you take it, it takes you all the way over here, and then you have to scroll again and then keep doing that over and over again. It's just too much. It's time consuming, and it's just a lot easier if you have it like either here or here, you know what I mean, where it's just really close to the little island. Although you can't see it right now, obviously, but when you have access to the Legends pass, you know what I'm talking about, right? But anyways, so this, yeah, this could be better. You see the placement of your food farms? Make this island right here full of your food farms only food farms, either that or right here. But since it's easier, just move these ones and place all food farms here. And your temples, again, temples, yeah, keep them like right there, these little islands, I would say. This food farm being here is just better if you have them all together. All your earth monsters are here, not bad, not bad. I hope they're receiving as much as this monster is receiving these two, because this is important. What they're receiving is what's important the most, because you have 4 of them and they're all mythics compared to one legendary, you know what I mean? So make sure to double check that to see if they're actually receiving as much as these guys are. You have all your thunder monsters here, and then this will soon be full of mythics, hopefully. But yeah, it's not bad. It's just you need to actually organize it a little bit. This one's looking fine. But yeah, anyways, these 3 are unlocked. That's good. Make sure you max out the breeding guardian first, then this, then this. All right, next up we have is a left from Gaia's Warriors. Okay, so this player went ahead and left a comment, and let's go ahead and read it real quick. So I was really hoping you could review my account since I started in the Metro era and took a big break and need help to obtain vault keys, food, and gems since I'm free to play. I also really need help in my PvP defense and offense teams, so thanks. Keep putting in amazing videos. All right, appreciate it. Thank you. So here's the thing with the resources. I've made tons of videos in the past, like for example, gold farming, food farming, and stuff like that. But in terms of like, you know, getting resources just like that, I would say it takes time, especially now that they don't really send out many links like they used to in the past. You know what I mean? Like when I used to like receive those links, and I used to share it with you guys, put it in the description, you guys used to get it, and it like you click on the link, it opens up the game and you get resources. Unfortunately, they don't do that as much anymore, so it's not like that. But I would suggest going back to the old times, like just a classic where you know, level up your temple, like food temple, right? You know, the guardian. I would say get it to like 1, 2, or 3 stars, and then have a bunch of gold saved up, and then that way you spend the gold in the food farm going with the highest food, you get a lot of food. And if you have Legends pass helps out a lot, because it doubles your food. And then if you have the guardian at rank 3 or star 3, you basically kind of like quadruple your food or triple your food in a way, if that makes sense. So with food, it's pretty easy. It's just that it takes time and you have to have a lot of gold, I would say. But with your attack and defense team, let's see what you got here. So you're using Prospero, Monk Flamorg, and this monster. Now, Monk Flamorg is actually pretty good if you could get it to rank 3 because of that area torture immunity. But the resurrection block also helps out because there's a lot of players that use Ural in their defense team. So I feel like that would help counter Ural in a bit, like in a way, you know what I mean? For your, let me see, first of all, what kind of runes are you running? Let's see. That's actually not that bad. Maybe you could do like 1 life and 2 team speed on Monk Flamorg, or you could do triple team speed instead of that. But for your defense team here, you're using a trade tabler with this and then a controller. Yeah, this could be better. Yeah, your defense team could be better, but your attack team is actually not that bad. Now I noticed that you have Pandav, but if you could actually, I'm not sure, but if you can max this monster out, It'll take time. I don't know. I feel like this will take too much time, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. So, area evasion helps you out. So if you could, get that to rank 5, throw that in, get rid of 2 recon. You have evasion to everybody. You have a trade sealer, and you got your attacker there, which is pretty sweet. I feel like that'll make a really good combo, but this will take too much time. So, I don't know about that. But besides that, here's the thing: you're actually making the most use of your monsters here for your best monsters. Although maybe if you want, I'm not sure who's stronger here. You have 25k power there, 35k. So this monster's more powerful, I would say. If you want, you can actually swap out Killdrill with Liza. They're both metal, although one of them is just pure metal, the other one's metal with nature. But I feel like that metal nature can also hurt you as much as it could benefit you, because fire is the meta right now, still in PvP. So for example, Cupid, Serpentix, and stuff like that. I would say probably swap out Liza with Killdrill there, and have it alongside this monster. And then you'll probably need a tank. I would say either a tank or like a healer on the side here. But yeah, the monsters you should actually focus on leveling up, focusing on would be Prospero, Forge Labs, Moncla Morgan, this one. And maybe again Panda if you can max that out. If not, it's fine. But that's pretty much it. Maybe Lizard too, because that's also the most recent monster in this current era, right? The stats are pretty good, pretty up to date, I would say. Now in your island, get rid of these obstacles slowly, I would say. And don't worry about decoration. Trust me, decoration is gonna hurt you. As much as you think it's gonna look nice on your island, later on you're gonna be like, why did I do this? Because you're gonna get rid of it, because you will run out of space eventually. But max this out soon. Get it to like level 10. But for your main island, you have your earth monsters here, I see, and then you have nature. But this placement of this, probably place it in the middle. That way. Also here, get rid of Waldorf. Waldorf, swap it with Forge Labs. So Forge Labs is closer to this boost, and have the boost like somewhere right here or in the middle, so everybody benefits. Because right now Forge Labs is not getting anything from this boost. You know what I mean? And although that's receiving, this is just receiving, and that's about it. Maybe T-Recon, that's about it, and Yedra. But Tenai and this monster, they're not receiving it. So have them closer to this boost, or get the boost, put it in the middle. You know what I mean? But organize your monsters a little bit, your islands a little bit, I would say. That would definitely help you out a little bit. I'm glad you have these two unlocked. And since you have this unlocked, again, if you could get it to 3 stars, get a bunch of gold, get it to 3 stars, you can go ahead and start food farming. Get these food farms to like level 3, and then grow out the 5 million gold, which is a lot, I understand, but it could actually double and triple your food. It depends. If you have the Legends Pass, you know what I mean? Legends Pass, and plus this is like so broken. I feel like having this with the Legends Pass, because it will basically triple the amount of food that you get from these food, which is really good. But besides that, you got nature monsters here with magic. This is just all random, I understand, I noticed it, but start organizing it, I would say, and make your main island like divided into 2 or 3, I would say. What you got here? You got fire monsters. Okay. I don't think he's receiving as much as these guys are. I might be wrong. But swap out Killdrill with this fire monster here if he's not receiving as much as these guys are. You know what I mean? Or also this one too. You could probably swap that out. Move it right here instead of Killdrill. You know what I mean? But anyways, your food farm is looking fine. I'm glad you have all of them together in here. And again, with the little temples, you can always just move in these little islands, like how you have right here. Alright, cool. So not bad. Just take care of the little obstacles. Don't worry about decorations, and focus on organizing your island. Now that's gonna wrap it up for today's Monster Gyms account review video. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. This was episode 15, and if you want your account, for me to review your account in a near future episode, make sure you go ahead and comment down below your profile name, your team name, and if you want to add any comments to it, go ahead and do that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.